go. And I'm going to take you through. So we're going to go live. So now I'm going to go, when you open up Flipgrid, it's going to take you to add new grid. And once you start, so I'm going to assume at this point that since most of you have maybe grabbed the link, or maybe some of you have already used it once or twice and you know about grids. So first thing is one of the new updates you're going to see is that there no longer will be grids, they'll be called groups. So even though I'm showing you this today, it's going to be a lot easier to use it on August 5th when they roll these out. But it'll start and it'll say name your grid. So there's different ways you can do this. If you are an elementary teacher, you might want to have a grid for every separate subject, a language arts grid, a math grid, a social studies grid. If you are a middle school teacher and you teach just one subject, you could have grades by your class periods. You could have grids by themes. It's up to you. So I'm going to just type in a basic test grid to show you. So I'll just call this test grid, I don't know, period 1. Oops, that doesn't matter. The grid type you are going to choose is school email. And why you would choose school email is because the kids will join using their email. They are not creating accounts. Okay, students will not be doing Flipgrid by creating accounts. They will log in with Google only so that their name appears and they can access your grid or your topic. But why this is important is it because using school email protects your grids so that only, or your topics, so that only students can log in. They can't be searched from the outside. Outside people can't come in and look at your kids. This is a way to protect our kids. So you choose school email so that the students, when they go to Flipgrid and you've given them a code, answer the question about what's your favorite blue thing or whatever. And it'll give them this code and the kids will type in that code and then it'll ask them to sign in with Google. So they'll click yes, sign in with Google. They'll have to allow their camera, allow their microphone, and they can still cover their face if they need to, but they'll allow their camera and microphone, and then they'll sign into Flipgrid. So school email is the type. It will automatically generate a code. You can change that. Maybe you want it to say something like, your name and period 5, your name and room 623, whatever it is. If that's available, it'll tell you whether it's available or not, and you hit next. Again, it shows you the school email. You're just kind of verifying that they have that school email, and next again. And now your grid is ready. So a couple things from this point. You'll see that there is a share to Google Classroom, or it'll share it to Google. I can click that. When I do, and I'm hoping you're seeing my pop-up here, I've got a pop-up for Google Classroom. I can choose the class I want to share this Flipgrid with. Depends on your style of organization. I most likely would not share an entire grid with my students. I would probably share the topics as they go, because otherwise the whole grid and every topic I put in there will show up, and maybe I don't want them to be overwhelmed, especially if I'm one of those overambitious teachers who likes to create everything in advance. I know some of you out there are like that. You want to be super prepared and you've got that ready. So you may just want to share one topic at a time with them. It'll take them right to that topic. So I'm going to go, I can also copy it. And when I hit copy, it'll highlight this, copy this link, and then I can paste it into Google Classroom later if I wish. So I'm going to go to my grid. It automatically generates an image here, and I have some options. One of the options is that I can add a co-pilot. If I have a co-teacher that I do want to access my grid because we're working together on a specific topic, I can click add a co-pilot. They have all the same permissions I do. They can view the videos, they can offer feedback, they can hide the videos. The only thing they can't do is delete them. And they can't delete the grid. So they can't delete anything, but they can do all the other responses. You'll see the pencil over here. This allows me to edit my grid, make any changes I need to. You'll also notice as I scroll down here that it automatically adds a welcome, say hello topic. If you see it, you like it, and you want to use it, you're welcome to. If not, you can come over to this active button, click on the active, and you have an option to freeze it so that people can see it but cannot respond, or you can hide it so that they don't even see it. So let's say I don't want to do a say hello on Flipgrid. I want to make my own, and I'm going to hide this one. But I'm going to add a new topic. Maybe I'm doing capturing kids' hearts, and I want to start off with that question like, how do you want to be treated by how do students want to be treated by their teacher? Or how do you think the teacher wants to be treated by you? I can do that. I can create it. So let me just show you what that looks like. I click on add new topic. I can type my topic. I can call it CK8. Well, I probably don't have to do that. I can just say, ask my question. How do you want to be? No, sorry. I'm going to come back. Am I recording? I am recording. Okay, sorry. I'll call this CKH number 1. It's okay. I'm going to delete this later. How do you want to be treated? Now you see I'm typing this in, but really I could go search the Disco library because chances are there's something there, and I actually know there is because Steve Stuckey created one. But I'm going to type this, put the question in, how do you want to be treated by your teacher? Scroll down. I have a recording time options. I can select, I only want them to have 15 seconds to respond. I have kids who are maybe need a little bit more time. I can give them, it defaults to 1:30. They can have up to 10 full minutes to respond. So if later on I want them to tell me a whole story and give them the time they need, I can give them up to 10 minutes, which is a lot of time. If this is the first time you're using Flipgrid with your students and they're not really sure of all the protocols, you might want to choose to moderate your videos. What happens with this is when you toggle that switch on, students, well, it's right over here, so toggle. When you moderate the videos, the students will make the videos, but it does not become available in the class topic, and nobody else will be able to see it until you make it active. Remember that little hidden active toggle there. So that way you can preview them. Maybe you have a student who just came in, started acting all goofy, didn't answer the question. You can send them feedback and say, please redo this video as you did not really answer the question. Or if there's something inappropriate in there, you can say, please remember that your other students are seeing this, make this appropriate. And then that way you can protect the other students from seeing something or hearing something that they shouldn't see or hear. So I recommend video moderation initially. And then also it's another way to keep them hidden. If you decide to assign a Flipgrid asynchronously, and then as a class, maybe you're a PE teacher and you want to have them record a certain activity you want them to do, and then you're going to show it during your time together, and then have the students offer feedback on, okay, what could she do to make her push up stronger or to get enough lift or what, and then the students can offer that feedback and you can show the videos all at once during your synchronous time. So that's up to you. On the media for the topic, I can record my own video and give this and read the question out loud. This, how do you want to be treated by your teacher? I could record a video and say, hey students, and tell my story. I can upload an image I might have saved related to it. I can add a Giphy. So if I say, I don't know, if I type the word kindness, let's see what comes up. Okay, well, I like the wash your hands, so I'll just throw that on up there. But you can choose a Giphy, you can delete that if you don't want. And then down here, you'll see there are more options. And I'm gonna take you there just a minute to see. There's a topic tip that you can add. It's only 64 characters. So maybe something like, remember to breathe, remember to smile, whatever you need to do. You can attach documents, like maybe from your Google Drive. Maybe if you had a list of questions, 3 questions you wanted them to answer, and instead of typing them in that, you just wanted to send them the link to the Google Doc, then you could put the Google Doc in there. Students would be able to click on the link, open it up, as long as you have that permission set for anyone with the link can read, or Palmdale School District with the link can read or view. Here's where your topic is active. So if you're one of those overambitious teachers who make a whole bunch of them at once, or stack a whole bunch of them in here at once, you can keep the other ones hidden until you're ready for them. or you can schedule them. If you schedule them, so if I change this date from 8/3 to 8/4, and then I try to show it to you, you won't be able to see it. If students tell you, I couldn't see the homework or I couldn't see the Flipgrid, it could be that you had it scheduled not to start yet. So that's another way to kind of control if you want to have it ready to go, but you don't want kids to get too far ahead, you can control it that way. Video features, there's quite a few video features. You can decide what you're ready for. Again, on the student to replies, they won't be able to do this until if you have it moderated, they won't be able to do it until they can see the videos. If they've never done it before, I would probably turn this off, have that discussion about offering positive feedback and constructive criticism, and then allow that student replies. The sticky notes are notes the kids can type on themselves, and then they'll stay on the screen for the kids to see, like note cards, but they won't show up on the video. And then there's some video editing where if a student records something and then realizes, oh, the directions said I had to go 30 seconds and they only went 20, they can go back and add more and then arrange it. They can grab the clips and slide them around and put them where they need to. If you want them to attach something, like they're going to show a video and then they have to upload a picture that they drew or took or whatever, they can add attachments this way if you want them to be able to do so. And then I scroll down to the bottom here and create topic. This feedback business we can talk about at a later time, since this is just getting started. And I'm going to create my topic. This link I can copy, and how I would put it in my Google Classroom, same way. I can copy it, go in, create the assignment, put a link, or again, I can share it to Google Classroom. I can choose the class. So I have a fake class here, and I'm going to create it as, it's a material, because the reason why I would choose material over assignment is because an assignment, the kids can go in, some of you might have heard this at the end of the emergency learning time last year, where students would just go in on the assignments, click done, and that's it, and they wouldn't do anything. If I create it as a material, there's nothing for them to click done, and I'll go into Flipgrid to check whether or not they did what they were supposed to do. So I'm gonna create a material, go. I'm gonna put it under the topic of Flipgrid topics, because I've already created that topic. And, you know, question 1 CKH, and then, you know, please answer and blah, 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 blah. So please answer the question. And one really cool thing about this is that if you have kids who are, that are nonverbal, they can show, because it's a video, they can show pictures. I don't know if y'all remember, there was a couple of years ago, there was this trend on YouTube or that probably it still is, where people hold up a whole bunch of cards and they just slide the cards with the words they want to say. They could do that. If you have students who are deaf of hard of hearing and they want to use sign language to show their answers, they can express themselves on the video and show their sign. And then students, if you have it enabled, they can respond and sign as well. And the teacher also, you'll see on August 5th, there are some feedback where the teacher can respond with video feedback and written comments as well. So it's super cool. I hit post, it goes to all my students, and now it's posted to my class. So let me just check and make sure it went through. I click on view. Here's my fake class. I go to classwork, and I go to my Zoom, not Zoom meeting links, where did I put it in? Flipgrid topics. And you'll see the newest Flipgrid topic, question 1, CKH, here it is. And the kids can click on that and it'll take them right to the topic. So what does it look like on the kids' end? I'll show you, I'm just gonna click. So now what Flipgrid's gonna do is when I click on this, it's gonna log me in as a student because I'm clicking on the grid name. So now it's taking me to log in with Google as a student. If this is the student's first time, it will tell them to allow the mic and allow the camera. And it looks like this. Here's my question. Here's a really cool thing. This is immersive reader. So you'll see the questions here. How do you want to be treated? Click on that and it pulls up the words. And when I hit play.
How do you want to be treated by your teacher?
Hopefully you heard that. I can slow that down. Just slow it way down.
How do you want to be treated by your teacher?
Sounds a little bit sleepy. but there it is. And then what the students will see is this great big plus sign right now. I believe this is going to change when the updates come out. So I know I'm showing you this, but I'm also going to show you the updates. So when they click on the plus sign to create their video, now there's a video, and I think you can see me here. They have a lot of options. They can put up filters. So they can have a warm filter, the different colors. If they're shy and they want to hide their face a bit, there's the pixelated. They can also take a sticker, happy emoji. They can put this over their entire face when they record the video. This might be great for some of your students who they're just a little bit self-conscious. They don't want to show their video. They've been told they can't. And to Flipgrid, they can actually, if they have Chromebooks at home, they can turn their computer completely around and hold stuff in front of the screen. So I'm going to hit record. 2, 1. I would like my teacher to know my name within the first week or 2 of school, and I'm going to help her by showing my face and typing my name just for a little bit because I'm not really comfortable with all of that. They can pause it. They can hit redo and start all over again. If they are happy with it, they can go back. There are some other features. They can add some photo stickers if they have custom stickers. They can add other emojis. They can search the stickers. There's a lot of features here. So they go, oh, this is a fancy sticker. I want to add this over here. I can spin it. They can add text to the screen and move it around. And they can go next. I would like my teacher to know my name within the first week or 2 of school, and I'm going to help her by showing my face and typing my name just for a little bit because I'm not really comfortable with all of that. Okay, now some of those things that I added, I didn't add till the end. That's why they didn't show up in the video, the arrow and the words. Then they can snap a selfie. With the new updates, I believe it automatically snaps it. So I will hit the picture. My pixelated selfie. I go next. Types the name. I can give the title, like maybe you could ask the kids to title it CKH1 and submit the video. Students will have the ability to download the QR code or download their video so that they can see it and watch it at home. If they like their selfie, they can download the selfie right there, and they must hit complete so that the video goes through. They hit complete, but notice there's no video showing up. They can't see it yet because I, as the teacher, have not approved that. So looking on the teacher end, I'm going to come back to my topic. And as I scroll down here, let me refresh my screen. You'll see now I have 1 video, and it is hidden because I have not yet approved that video. If I want to watch the video, I just click on the student's name, and this is, I would like my teacher. No, I will click on it. Now, this is the way it looks right now, but again, this view is going to change on August 5th. So, but there's ways to offer the feedback, and then when I'm ready for them, I can go, is it to share, edit? Oh, here, on edit, I can change it from hidden to active if I decide it's appropriate and I'm happy with it or I'm ready to go. And now it's active, and now students, I go back here to the screen, now it appears. So that's kind of the super basics on that bit. Let me go back to my, no, not that one. Go back to my agenda. So I'm going to talk to you about the remote learning with Flipgrid. There's some suggestions on ways that you can use Flipgrid. We highly recommend, and when I say we, I mean the EdTech coaches, we highly recommend that initially you would just use Flipgrid for ways to just make those, building community with your students, playing games, getting to know you, a fun Friday, something like that. And it's pretty cool. You can see some examples. If you join the Flipgrid community on Twitter, it's a great way to get some ideas. And so I'm going to show you the updates in just a second, but I do see that our chat has got quite a bit of stuff. So I'm going to check this out real quick. So the video is only seen by the teacher. That was when you chose to make it the video moderated. That was in the initial settings. And when you go back and watch this video, you'll see where you choose to moderate it. It said video moderation when you're setting up your topic. And the students will not have a Flipgrid account. No, 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 they will not have a Flipgrid account. They are only logging in with a code. They will use their Google account to log in, but they are not creating accounts. They're only using it by code. And again, to see the, let me shrink this down here. And they can insert videos. There was a question about inserting a TikTok video. They can insert videos with that video editing. If you have video editing turned on, they can add videos to their to their Flipgrid. So you're gonna see in a minute, oops, what did I get signed out from? Oh, fun, fun, fun. Okay, let me sign back in here. There's always at least one thing every time. Okay. You're going to see in the, when I get to the different options on the Flipgrid updates, you'll see that I actually did a video and then uploaded a video and put them together. So I'm going to go check one more thing in the chat. And okay, good question about the class link. Flipgrid is not put into ClassLink. You're going to have to add the app yourself. I had to add it by, so you go into ClassLink and then you go to the little plus sign and you create or add your own app. Then type in flipgrid.com or your admin. I think I use the admin page, like my grids. And then they do have a Flipgrid icon. They just don't have the app automatically there. You'd have to install it in your ClassLink. So I do have it in my ClassLink, but that's because I added it. Okay, so before I show you the updates, I promised you I would give you time in the Disco library. So if you haven't already logged in, if you logged in and logged back out, up at the top right here is the Disco library, the Discovery library. And when you click on the Discovery library, you'll see that there are some topics that are already ready to go. So again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. They have some well-known sites like they have first of all, there's a topic of conversation starters. You can check those out. Some of those like would you rathers or what's in your bag. They have a learning from home page that you can get some ideas from there. Anything that you create and save to the Disco library, like you want to share it with other teachers, you made this really awesome topic, you think it'll help teachers get their kids engaged, you want to share it, you can share it to the Disco library. That's an option on that drop down. And you can go over those. And let's see, there was one, I know they had Nat Geo, they have Epic, you'll see they have Epic, they've got code.org, MSN Kids, Vocabulary. So let me just click on here, I'll click on Vocabulary. Not all schools have this, but I know some schools do. Some schools purchase Vocabulary. So you can see that there's some lessons already here. If you're not sure exactly what, you can search. So you can search by audience. So let's say you want to search something for middle school, you want to search something for maybe history. Well, it doesn't seem to be a lot in history. Okay, how about language arts? Oh, not history and language arts. Well, boy, howdy, they don't got a lot going on here. What's happening? I must need to clear some filters. So let me just go subject and go. And these filters are set up by other teachers. So if a teacher doesn't really choose them, then they won't show up. So here's science, and there's all kinds of science topics. If you find one that you like, so I'm gonna go to conversation starters here. And let's say I find something that I like, my wish for the world. Let's say I click on this one. I look at the image, I read the question. If I say, oh, I love this question, I want it, then I can select the grid. I can add it to my grid. I'll add it to my PSD EdTech. I hit add, and it takes me immediately to the topic where I can edit the topic. Maybe there's, maybe I don't want them to say one wish. Maybe I want it to say 2 wishes. I can edit that if I want. What would they be? And I can change the time. So maybe I want them to have 2.5 minutes. Again, here is the moderation where I want it so only the teacher sees it. I don't want anybody else to see it. I would turn that on so only the teacher sees it. Anything else I want to add down here? Here's the video editing, where if I want them to be able to upload other videos to it, I think even if this is off, they can do that. I'm not too sure. Try it and find out. And I'm going to update my topic. And so when I go to my EdTech, here it is, my wish for the world. It becomes the new topic and it's up here on top. So, okay, so I'm going to show you, since we're starting to run out of time, because I told you I would go about 40 minutes. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes or so to explore the Disco library. Check it out, kind of see some of the different things that are there. You do have, well, I'll just let you do that. So did everybody see the discovery playlist? You can organize your own playlist, but you can grab them. So just play through, look through here, see what you can find. Either go by audience. If you don't get a lot of hits on there, then maybe just go by subject. So you can see there's physical education, and I've got a whole bunch of topics there. I might be able to sort of, you'll notice, see the audience says all, everyone. If I limit this to elementary, it'll probably drop out a bunch of things. So you can kind of scroll through, but they tell you up here at the top, they got 570 topics. So then maybe you want to narrow it down to, I don't know, sports. Let's see what happens if I do that. 64 topics. Okay, so there's one that says students' favorite sports, and they can show you, if you look at the engagement, this means other people who have used it or students who have used it and gotten involved with it. So hopefully you're playing around in the Disco library. Okay, can a student download another student's video? I do not believe they can. I think they can only download their own, and I think they can only download it at the time that they create it. I don't think they can download it afterwards. Now, if you've created, let's say you've created a whole bunch of videos and you kind of want to keep them organized into certain groups, or let's say you have kids answer questions, or you're trying to keep like portfolios of students, their Flipgrids, what you would do is you could create mixed tapes. Mixed tape is basically you going through all your grids. You can create a mixtape for every single student if you so desire. Not so easy in middle school, but if you're in a smaller classroom, smaller number of student contacts, excuse me, you can create a mixtape, and what it'll allow you to do is go through all of your videos, and you can choose that student, and it'll keep all that student stuff on one mixtape. And then later, we can do this in a Flipgrid Advanced class, you can actually invite parents to that one. So if it's that one child, if you've got, you know, Destiny Sanchez's mixtape videos, you can invite Destiny's parents to, I don't even know if there's I just made that name up, but you can invite her parents to come look at her videos. There's a way you can do that, but I'll show that another time. All I wanted to say while you're playing around, and I'm just putting this in here for the video later, and it's not a crucial thing, is there is a shorts camera. If you are looking at how do I, a completely other topic, how do I record myself for my asynchronous lessons to teach students about math or whatever, you can use the shorts camera. It's like Screencastify, it's like Screencast-O-Matic, it's like Loom, it's like Soapbox. There's other ways to record yourself. But if you go to the shorts, it literally gives you a camera. You pull this camera up, the shorts camera, and again, you've got 10 minutes to record a video. You've got all the filters, the text, the stickers, the drawing. You can put a board up here. I can have a whiteboard. I can make it any color I want for my writing. I can change it to a blackboard. It's still there. I can decide to have no board. The writing stays. And then you can record this, but the features are, I would wait until the 5th because they're out releasing where you can have a split screen. So I'll show you that in a minute. So that's all I want to say about the shorts camera, is that you can use it to record your lessons. Oh, shoot, I forgot to mention. Click back on it. Hello, shorts camera. Oh, record a short. You can also, you see these 3 dots right here, video options. I can add a video clip. Remember we talked about uploading the students want to upload a TikTok. and I can do a screen recording where it actually records just my screen and not my face. When I click on this and I start the screen, I'm just gonna do this real quick, and I start the screen recording, you'll see my pictures down here in the bottom right. No, let me see, I think you'll see my pictures down on the bottom right. If I don't want it, I can click the little X and make it go away. So that's the short screen. I'll stop. If I want it, I can click the little X and make it go. Stop. And I don't want this at all, so I'm going to click the X and get rid of it. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So, give you another minute. You're probably checking out Disco Library. I'm going to check out the chat. So if you found what you like in the Disco Library, then you can, as soon as you click add it to your grid, it will allow you to edit it. So if you want to give more time, less time. And oh, Sola, you got to do this with your kids. You know that how fun Flipgrid can be. And so if you found what you like in the Disco Library, what can you do with it? And then, yeah, so you can edit it, change it, and then you can assign it in Google Classroom. Okay, so I don't want this on the screen anymore. Sorry, I don't like having all kinds of extra tabs. I'm gonna get rid of all my extra tabs here. I'm gonna go back to my grids. Nope, I don't want the grids. I want the Flipgrid updates. So Flipgrid updates, I'm still sharing my screen. So starting August 5th, Flipgrids, they really pay attention to feedback. So if you have any suggestions for Flipgrid, first of all, if you're on Twitter, that's one of the easiest ways to get a hold of anybody in Flipgrid is to just message them on Twitter. They might even have an Instagram, but I think Twitter's, they pay more attention to. And so a lot of these changes came about based on the feedback that people gave them. So I'm gonna go ahead and, this is actually, when I clicked download student code, this was, the QR code is what it gave me. So I'm gonna click on this, it'll take me to my video. And here we go. Hi, it's Melissa Shields, and I'm having fun with Flipgrid. There's a lot of new features that Flipgrid has, and I just discovered my favorite one because I've recorded this about 3 times. And before, whenever you would mess up and you want to start over and you would hit redo, you had to start from scratch. I've already started with my background here, my boards, some of my writing. So that is my favorite feature, that when you redo, you don't have to redo your entire screen. So I'm super excited about that. I can change my frame. Ooh, it's fancy glitter. Ooh, it's paint splotchy. And here's a cutie. There's a little sloth. Anyway, so fun with Flipgrid. I can use this, and here's the thing I like about the boards is that we've got this line paper, but for your math teachers, there's some grid paper, there's pegboard, there's also a variety of rainbow color screens, but I'm going to go back to the line paper, and I'm going to continue with my writing. So let's say I've got a math problem, and pen is new to me. Okay, so you put your problem out there for your students. Okay, students, let's solve a math problem. You're going to do this on paper while I'm doing it here on the board, and I'm going to give you a few minutes. You're going to put your answers in your Flipgrid and show all your work. You'll be able to do it the same way I do, and then we'll have a discussion about it when we meet again. Or give them a whole list of problems, who knows, whatever is, what's your vote? And then if I decide that I want my board to not be this big, I can make it smaller, or I can push it over, and it's me again. So lots of fun that you can have with Flipgrid and your recordings. There's a lot of editing features too, like what you'll see in just a minute right here from Flipgrid.
Little electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like
Okay, so you'll see that lots of ways to engage the kids. Again, on the camera, they've got different, if I hit present here. So they have the different filters they can add on their different frames, making it a lot more engaging for the kids. Some of the boards, which can be, they're showing you the mobile versions, but you can do a split screen with those boards. So that's kind of cool. And just showing you the added layer of controls that they've given you with the camera. And the learner experience, you're going to see the learner experience and the educator dashboard are going to change. So they're, to me, it looks a lot more like YouTube type stuff. So I'm going to play this video from Flipgrid. It's basically showing you how the topic grid view looks and what the video player looks like, will be looking like. This is starting August 5th.
It looks something
And again, remember that those comments and educator comments, those are only, you have complete control as a teacher, so you can decide whether or not those comments become, that the students are able to comment on each other's, but you as a teacher will be able to comment with video comments and with text comments, which the text comments for sure is a new thing. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. And so the educator dashboard, oh, sorry. There'll be standalone topics. They have a new feature where it adds captions and you can edit the captions in case it doesn't pick the captions up correctly. If you have any experience in playing with Adobe Spark, you can, if you've created images or videos in Adobe Spark, you can upload those too. There'll be like a direct link to Adobe Spark that you can insert stuff. And then instead of grids, they'll be called groups. And just like in Google Classroom, if you have something you want to assign to more than one class, you can do the same thing with your Flipgrid topic. You'll be able to assign it to more than one group. So you can assign it to first period, third, and seventh period if you wish. So that's kind of a really cool feature as well. So this is the educated dashboard. I'm going to play this for you real quick. Okay, and I'm thinking I'm close to done. Oh, I just want to talk to you a little bit about safety with Flipgrid, and then we'll be mostly done here. So as far as I mentioned before, because you put them in under Pomdose, like school email, it's not discoverable in the natural world. People can't just go and search out their kids' videos or other kids' videos. They do need the join code, or if you invite a parent, they have to come in with a password. And you can modify those. You have control over, there was a question coming up about downloading videos. So you can see there where it says educators can disable video downloads. You can freeze topics. So if you have kids who keep going back in, you can kind of freeze it so they can't do anything like that. And if somehow, if you didn't have it moderated, but maybe somebody did something inappropriate and another student saw it and said, hey, this is not okay, you know, so-and-so said a bad word, and they can flag it, and then if they immediately go to moderated, and then you as the teacher can go in and say, let me see if this is okay or not. And if you think, oh, I don't know what they're talking about, they must have clicked the wrong thing, you can make it visible again, or you can keep it hidden and then have a discussion with that student. And again, you can decide whether you moderate, whether you allow them to make comments or not. And then it mentions that they also have this new AI that's really looking and listening for anything that's related to bullying or that, you know, super negative, destructive type of comments and features, and that's automatically becomes moderated if they've seen anything like that. What I do want to share with you, and I'm going to put this in the chat here, is, well, you can see that too, but is a couple of things. This, first of all, is the Flipgrid PD. Hopefully that's copying correctly. And I'm going to put that in the chat. You can go to Flipgrid and see and watch the PD from the engagement team themselves. They have schedules. So like maybe tomorrow at 9:30, they have a Flipgrid PD on how to do one thing. And then maybe at noon on Wednesday, they have a PD on how to do something else. And they'll show you. So that's really helpful. As far as, so I see a couple of questions. Photo release, we'll make this bigger here. As far as the photo release, remember Flipgrid's an extension of your classroom. So it's not like your student would come to your class with their face covered. Well, masks, but like they don't come in with ski masks so you can't see their face. This is in the classroom. So as far as online behaviors, remember that's up to you as a teacher to establish, this is what we do. Students are not to record their screen at all. It is illegal for them to be recording your screen as you're teaching. But if you wish to record your session with them, remember you have to let them know, I'm going to be recording now. So that those students, especially if they're self-conscious, they do have the option to make sure that their screen is shut off, that their video is not playing. But when they do their Flipgrids, again, if they're self-conscious, they can put that big ol' emoji over their face and record. They can turn the camera around and just record their hands doing something. There's a lot of ways where their face doesn't have to show, but they can still record. They can do a screen record where they're showing their work on the screen, or they can upload pictures that they've handwritten their work, and then they take a picture of it and upload that to Flipgrid. So there's different ways that they can share their information without sharing their face. And is there a preview so we can see what the kids see? So Christine, I did already show exactly how the kids can see it. So you'll have to go back and watch the video if you missed that part. In ClassLink, again, you have to add it. You have to create your own app, like I think it says add own app or add app, and then you have to type in the flipgrid.com and add your own app, and then you can, when you search for an icon, the Flipgrid icon will come up, and then you can save it that way. And the shorts are just like videos. It says the shorts we would share just like the grids. Yeah, so if you don't even want to use Flipgrid for anything other than the shorts camera because you like the fact that you can have your face and show a math problem at the same time, or you upload a picture of something, maybe there's you on one half and then you've uploaded a sticker of a picture of a historical event or a scene in nature. You're showing the science and you've got a phenomenon of some kind of scene in nature, and you go, okay, name all of the, you're gonna do your Flipgrid and you're gonna tell me all the things that you see that are not alive, non-living. They are, abiotic elements in the scene, and the kids can record it and their responses, and you would just post that in Google Classroom, and then they just would respond with Flipgrid if you wanted to, or if you have them answering on a document, if you could have them answer on a document, they could not use Flipgrid. I just wouldn't recommend using Flipgrid like every day for purely academic stuff, because then it becomes not fun for the kids. So maybe starting off, and then, or occasionally just throwing it, mixing it up, use it for, a math assignment on Tuesdays, but on Fridays it's share your pet day, or, make the silliest face you possibly can and save that, whatever. Okay, oh my goodness. All right, and then that link is for, the first link is for the blog to Flipgrid, so you can go for the PE training. If you scroll down, that'll take you to the training. This bit.ly on the screen here, bit.ly/20-21 PSDPD, that is for us to take attendance, because right now we have not been told how we're submitting this attendance to the district to show who showed up for these meetings, which is also the reason why I've asked you to make sure that your name is on Zoom is changed, so that make sure you've renamed yourself so it has your first and last name district recognized. Because if they ask for the Zoom attendance, that's what we're giving them. If they just say, hey, we need attendance any old way, we can give them this one, but we don't know yet. They haven't told us. So we're just trying to make sure we've got everything. So, sweet. Okay, So yeah, that link though is just for the Flipgrid, so that if you want to go do your own PD with Flipgrid later, you can. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a minute. If anybody hasn't grabbed that bit.ly link, it's bit.ly/20-21PSDPD. And I think that's it. And I look forward to seeing all the cool stuff that happens, and share your stories with me if you want to, or if you want to add me as a co-pilot so I can see your screen, to invite me into your classroom so I can see what your kids are doing. That would be so much fun. But thank you so much for coming, and have fun with Flipgrid, and look for a pop-up. We'll be doing a pop-up sometime in the future about, once the new features roll out, about some more advanced features. And then you can also email us if there's something specific. So thank you for coming. Have a great day, guys. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to stop recording. Yeah.